What up, guys? It's Brock. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you are doing well. Today I'm going to be kind of breaking down this recent shot that I did, this recent shoot where I kind of posted the frame from a clip around social media, and people really were interested in the lighting breakdown. So I'm going to kind of break that down today. This was a very simple shoot. It was kind of a talking head to camera situation. I had the Dana Dolly out, so we were just doing some push-ins, push-outs, different things like that, as someone was reading a teleprompter, and we were going for this kind of high-key, really professional look. And the lighting on this one turned out really cool. I was really pleased with the frame. So I have the frame on the iPad here, and I'm gonna kind of go through and draw out exactly the lighting plot and kind of how we pulled this off. All right, so as you can see with this shot, we had a lot of things working in our favor, but could also be problems if you don't have the proper lighting. So obviously we have these massive windows here, right? Here and here. And this was beautiful on the shoot itself because we had a ton of natural light in the house itself. So what we had to do was take these windows and be able to get proper exposure inside here, right? So that we knew that these were not going to be blown out when we were actually shooting. So that was kind of the idea there. My first goal was, okay, we have to get the lighting right inside so that we can properly expose for the windows outside. And the C70 having a lot of dynamic range obviously helps, but still you want to get this as close as you can in camera as possible. And now what you don't see here is there's a massive window here, right? And that was going to be our key light. So we had all of this light coming in that was naturally diffused. It was kind of a white concrete pool out there, and the house itself was really neutral color, so there wasn't anything like weird color cast coming in, and the light was so soft and pretty, we decided to use that as our key. So I actually did not even have a key light on this project. Everything that you're gonna see that I'm gonna talk about is gonna be supplemental. The key light was so beautiful, man. The window was great. It was another example of how to use natural light, lean into natural light to use it to your advantage as opposed to trying to work around the location, lean into the location and use what you have available. So that's what we did there. So the window here was our key. Then we had 3 lights in this setup other than the window itself. We had the Nanlite 300B here kicking into the ceiling, right? And this was basically for our kind of room tone. So what we're doing is just off camera here, it was bouncing into the ceiling and then kind of lifting the room around the back. Even though we had these windows, we didn't want to use the actual lighting in the home because it was kind of this weird kind of magenta, warmer house lighting. So what we did, we cut those lights off, lifted the room with 5600, and that was able to kind of lift the room up here. So we had all of this light kind of bouncing down from the ceiling, right? That was able to kind of lift the room and make it feel more natural and make it feel like the windows were doing all of the work. And then over here on the other side, for our backlight, kind of our hair light, we had a Godox VL150, and basically this light was doing just enough to kind of hit the back side of her head here and kind of lift a little bit and give her a little bit of more separation from the background itself. And so that was a really nice option. And then I also had another VL150 punching kind of across the room with a Fresnel on it. So basically what that was doing is it was kind of punching with a wide spot across the back side of the room here. And it was just kind of hitting the coffee table, hitting this stuff on the table here, and kind of making that pop a little bit. And the idea for that was basically to get a streak of light coming across the room. You can't really tell that it's there unless you know, but it was kind of lifting all of this area in here so that it popped a little bit more, and it was kind of giving us that high key commercial look. And so those were the 3 lights that we used to kind of get this look. And as you can see, the keys coming in nice here. And then we had this kind of darker shadow side on her face here, which was working out great because it gave us a nice contrast. And the cabinets in the kitchen are kind of off to this side. And what was happening is they were kind of giving us almost like a negative fill because the last window is just off camera here. And then the rest of it was basically just darker cabinets. And so we were getting a nice contrast inside of her face. We have the key side, and then we didn't really need any fill because there was just enough in the room. And this goes to show you once again that the right lighting and the right environment can really make a difference, and you can do less with more. And so really we had 3 lights. We did not use an ounce of diffusion anywhere because the lighting itself in the room was so diffused. We probably could have softened this a little bit more if we really wanted to on the side of her face, but honestly, for the look we were going for, it looked great, and we didn't really have any need to do that. There was really no point. And you can see this whole situation turned out really nice, and I was really proud of this lighting setup, and I think it was simple, but it was really effective. And these windows were beautiful. We got the exposure perfectly with these. so that it just felt natural and it felt nice and open and airy and all the things that you want, but it still had contrast. And in terms of cameras, we shot on the Canon C70, and then I used a Sigma 50mm art lens EF on the speed booster, and that was the setup. And it was wonderful. It was fantastic on the Dana Dolly. I absolutely love the Dana Dolly. If you don't use a Dana Dolly or any kind of dolly system, it's a great way to make your interviews, your talking heads, just a little bit more interesting. And just a simple dolly push and pull can really bring people in and add emphasis, as you can kind of see here. And then for audio, we were using an NTG2 on a boom straight into the C70 with the mini XLR adapters, and then we also laved her as well. It's kind of a backup, and it worked out fantastic. But yeah, that's the video. It's very simple, not a very complicated lighting setup, but it was really effective. And again, it's just another lesson in using less is more, using natural light to your advantage, and just using the environment that you're in to create a good looking shot. And I was really proud of the way this one turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. If you have any more questions about this setup or anything like that, hit me in the comments. I'll try my best to answer each and every one of you. And also, if you're a Canon shooter and you shoot C-Log 2 or 3, I do have conversion LUTs available for sale. I'm really proud of them. I use them in all of my work. You can see them on this project here. I use my C-Log 2 LUTs specifically. It works out great. I love these LUTs. They work fantastic. If you're interested in that, they're in the description. No pressure, but they do really help with the color grading process, and they will get you about 90% there as long as you expose right and get it right in camera. I love them. So if you're interested in that, they're in the description. But as always, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.